Okay, now we're actually going to move over to our Gale databases. Now, as I showed you, I'm going to go back over here real quick and show you and remind you that we have a lot of Gale databases. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and type in Gale here for you to show you. Of course, it's not going to work. I'll just go back to databases. So what we're going to do is anything that has that orange tag at the top is Gale. Now, although these are different databases, I will tell you that what it does is it chunks out information. As you guys can see, we have a science one, we have a news one, we have health and science, health and wellness. I personally, for this project, want you guys to use the middle school one, which is the one that if you go to groups and in that study skills group, that's the one that I have here, as well as ebooks. Now, the ebooks are actual books that have been put in the system and that they will search for you, but that's just as a backup. I would prefer middle school, and I will tell you, whether you do the science or the middle school or the health and wellness, you will find all of them in middle school, any article across the board. They just break it down. Like if I was doing a science project, I would just go ahead and send you to the science. That way it doesn't get mixed up with other things. So no matter which way you do it, this will work, okay? The Gale system all looks similar, so it's not going to be confusing at all. So if I do one, I can do them all. So I'm going to go ahead and click on open now, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. Gale in Context is a more traditional database, where Encyclopedia Britannica is an encyclopedia that you're searching for a certain thing. Gale is very similar to you will see this in colleges and stuff like that. You will still see. Now, one thing I want you to do, it's a great thing to do, is you'll notice all these awesome things, but up here at the top it says sign in with Google. Now, guys, you all have a Google account because of your email and your stuff with school. If I click sign in with Google, it will sign me and it'll ask me which one do I want to use, and I tell them which one. Now, there's a reason for this, and I'm going to show you that in a second. Okay, there's actually a reason that I have y'all sign in. Now, I want to show you guys, so World War II is still my topic. I want to show you guys, if I type in WWII, let's see what happens. See if anything pops up at all. Because here's what's going to happen. It is actually going to look for the WWII in topics, okay? It's looking for that specific thing, but you'll notice World War II. World War II. It knows what I was talking about. So I can do that, or if I wanted to, I could change it back to World War II, and it will probably come up with very similar stuff, but you'll notice now it's actually found the right topic, okay? So just know that you can do either or if you have another way to say it and you're not coming up with enough stuff. Now, one thing about Gale is you'll notice that we have all different kinds of things that we can look at. Reference books. Now, those books are the ones that are more like the encyclopedias, the nonfiction books that we've been talking about. You'll notice we have biographies. Biographies are about a person. So we're going to see stuff about the different people in World War II, Adolf Hitler, Winston Churchill, FDR. Then we're going to move over to there's magazine articles, images, news. We'll even see videos, primary sources. Now remember, a primary source is something that was written by someone who was in World War II or was during that time frame of World War II. And then we also have audio. I do know that they have some news broadcasts, because back then you got your news primarily through the radio, unless you went to a movie and you could see a little bit of video there, but most of our news during World War II came through radios. So you could definitely pick what you want to do. You could search within results if you wanted to. So I'm in World War II. If I specifically wanted to know what was World War II or when did it start, I could actually put that in here. You'll notice that it just gives me basics real quick, a little bit of the things that I'm looking for. But if I'm looking for the start, it might be a good idea. If I'm just looking for the start and the finish, or what was World War II, probably a good idea to come over here to references and then come and just kind of look through the different topics to see if any of these. This one looks like it might be a good one, just because it's basically World War II, and it's coming from an encyclopedia of U.S. history. So it'll tell me World War II started in September of 1930 when German troops invaded Poland. It evolved into an international conflict involving 61 countries. Now, that's something that I didn't have on here, but it still works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put World War II here, because that's how I looked it up. Oh, sorry, when did it start? And I'm on the wrong one. Let's do this here. Because remember, how many sources do you have to have for each question? That is correct, 2. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here to notes. And some new stuff that I'm finding is, let's see, is that it started when Germany invaded Poland, involved 61 countries. Okay, and then I could go through and I can add other things, just time purposes. I'm just going to show you that. So you could go through here and read this, okay? And there's some great information over here. Just like on our other one, I want to show you a couple of the different things here. First off, you'll notice that we also have things that you could explore over here, but I also have a little bit of a menu up here. So we know that I need to cite it, and you'll notice that right up here is the citation for us. So if I click on that, it gives me a couple options here. Remember, there's different options for citation. It's different people like it different ways. We use MLA. So right here, I can hit select, and then I can Control C. And then if I come over here to my first question, I can paste it down there, and there it is. That's what I needed, exactly what I needed. Now I'm going to come back over here just to show you a few other things. You'll see that I can send it to different places, that I can download it, that I can print it, I can get links, I can highlight and take notes. But I want you to specifically see also right here, guys, I'm sorry. You can translate it, you can change the font, you can listen to it. Here, and I'll even click the listen. So possibly you can hear a little bit.
And others. World War II. UXL Encyclopedia of U.S. History.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop that. Now, one thing I want to see, let's say that you found your topic, and let's say it's like the last couple of minutes of class and the teacher's like, it's time to put everything up and it's time to go. But you're like, oh, I just found this article. What can you do? See this button right here, this Google Drive? What it's going to do is it's going to actually, you are downloading it to your Google Drive. And then what I can do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to come over here to my Google Drive and go to My Drive. And I'm going to look for Gale, okay? Gale in Context Middle School. It'll actually change the color of it. I can also go to Recents if I want to. And you'll see there's World War II. And this is the exact article from Gale. And at the bottom, if you're like, okay, well, great, but I don't have my citation, there it is at the bottom. But you can also open this with Google Word, and you can actually highlight what you feel like you need. You can read through it, highlight what you might use for the different questions you have, and then go in and put your information in to the different topics. So that's how you can use Gale. Now, like I said before, Gale is similar across the board. So when you open Gale, you can sign in like this. All of this will look the same and very similar at the top here. You can also go back if you want to. You can. One thing I do want to show you, that if you want more up-to-date information or you want things that are more recent, you can change the publication date if you would like. If you specifically want a PDF versus an HTML where you actually see what the article came in, this is good for magazines and newspapers, you can click there. Just different things you can change here it's really nice to have. So that is how you use Gale for when you are researching, and that is also how you cite with Gale.